Sam Summers and Noah Wiley on ET.
A new warning about possible terror attacks against Americans. The post office starts x-raying packages from Germany for any mail bombs. Tightened airport and border security slows American travelers at the start of the holiday weekend. A woman arrested at the U.S.-Canada border is linked to Algerian terrorists. And jingle bells on Wall Street. Records all the way.
This is the CBS Evening News with Dan Rather.
Good evening. Dan is off tonight. I'm John Roberts. The U.S. government tonight is trying to strike a balance between vigilance and calm as evidence mounts that terrorists may be planning a year-end attack on American soil. Federal prosecutors now say a Canadian woman arrested at the Vermont border has links to a terrorist group. And the post office is x-raying mail from abroad as the FBI warns of possible mail bombs. CBS News correspondent Thalia Ashuris begins our coverage from federal court in Vermont.
Saying this case could be a much more serious international terrorist event, a U.S. magistrate judge denied bail to Canadian Lucia Garofalo and her Algerian traveling companion Bouabed Chamchi. The pair arrived in court in shackles. Garofalo, a mother of three, looked pale. Chamchi was unshaven. The couple was arrested Sunday at this remote border post between Canada and Vermont. Sniffer dogs detected traces of explosive substances in their car, but further analysis came up negative. But there was a forged French passport and a story that didn't add up, that the two were lost.
We have concerns about public safety.
Key in the government's case, that the car Garofalo was driving and her cell phone were linked to a man allegedly belonging to the Algerian Islamic League, a terrorist organization. That she has an Algerian spouse who was deported from Canada, and that she frequently traveled abroad.
There are a number of issues that the government wants to explore, particularly any connections that may exist between these defendants and other organizations that we have concerns about.
Chamchi's attorney argued there were nothing but suspicions at play, allegations that had nothing to do with her client.
The facts as we know them right now have very little to do with my client in terms of danger. There's no allegations directly connecting him to anything dangerous.
Chamchi, an Algerian, was granted refugee status in Canada. With the arrest of Ahmed Rassam, another Algerian, on charges of carrying explosives into the United States, there is criticism that Chamchi is being implicated simply because of his background. In the words of the judge, this is either a run-of-the-mill illegal alien smuggling case or something a lot more serious. But with fears of terrorist attacks on millennium celebrations, what might appear to be a circumstantial case at any other time is enough tonight to keep these two in custody. Thalia Ashuris, CBS News, Burlington, Vermont.
As for the threat of bombs in the mail, it could be nothing more than a nasty prank. But the FBI and the post office are not taking any chances. The threat came from an unsubstantiated telephone tip. And with America gripped by a serious case of the jitters, it was enough to prompt the U.S. Postal Service into action.
In this atmosphere with some of the other terrorist activity going on, we're not treating it lightly. We're looking at this very seriously.
Americans are being warned not to open any unexpected packages bearing a postmark from Frankfurt, Germany. Millions of parcels bound for holiday destinations are now being x-rayed at the Postal Service's 11 airport gateways into the country. This latest warning comes as more is learned about Ahmed Rassam, indicted yesterday on charges of smuggling explosives into the country. Intelligence sources tell CBS News Rassam had ties to associates of terrorist financier Osama bin Laden, but it's not yet known if he was directed or financed by bin Laden himself. In Seattle, Rassam's alleged target, a part of the New Year's celebrations, were canceled. City officials thought a ceremony to burn papier-mâché sculptures while four dark figures on horses rode around could have been mistaken to represent the four horsemen of the apocalypse. A short time ago, I talked with U.S. Ambassador Michael Sheehan, the State Department's coordinator for counterterrorism, about all the precautions that are now in place. Are we really under any greater threat in this holiday season 1999 than we are at any other time of the year?
Well, John, actually, for the last several months, we've been looking at the threat around the millennial period, and we've had consultations with governments around the world leading up to this period. What has changed is now have specific threats that we've uncovered or in the course of investigations, which have heightened the sense of awareness of our government.
Has your intelligence worldwide gathered any information related to specific threats against New York, Washington, D.C., Seattle, all three, any of those three?
John, we've had reports about those cities that we have not been corroborated or substantiated, and right now there is no specific or credible threats against any sites in the United States.
Ambassador Sheehan, how much of this is a legitimate threat to American lives, and how much of this is a reaction by the State Department and other federal agencies to the criticism that was leveled at you for not picking up on threats against the American embassies in Eastern Africa a year and a half ago?
I really don't believe there's any link to that at all. We, in the government agencies around this town, take our responsibilities very seriously. We take a look at all the specific threats and information that we have, try to make judgments on what is credible and specific, and share that information with the American public.
Ambassador Michael Sheehan, new security measures are in place at the nation's airports, just as millions of Americans are traveling for the holidays. Correspondent John Blackstone is following that part of the story.
At San Francisco's airport, tightened security seemed like an attack on the holiday spirit. Packages meant to be unwrapped Christmas morning were instead ordered opened at security checkpoints today.
It's a little inconvenience, but hey, as long as I get from here to there safe, that's all I matter about.
For holiday travelers across the country, fears of terrorism added one more complication at already congested airports.
How do you like traveling at this time of year?
I hate it. Gotta be honest.
The usual long lines grew even longer.
How many are traveling?
Okay.
Two of you? How many bags?
A lot.
More bags, more passengers being looked at more carefully.
I'm not expecting to be blown up by any bombs, but I appreciate that some people are worried about it, so I don't mind.
At most airports, the extra security starts at the curb, with parking rules strictly enforced. At Newark Airport, among the holiday travelers, there are plenty of uniformed police. At San Francisco International, Murphy is one of 8 bomb-sniffing dogs patrolling the terminal this week. But part of the holiday travel story is good news. In San Francisco and across much of the country, unusually clear, dry weather has meant few delayed flights. Holiday travelers will put up with almost any security measures, it seems, as long as their plane leaves on time. For many on this last big travel week of the century, the main concern is that no matter how they're wrapped, all the precious packages arrive safely. John Blackstone, CBS News, San Francisco.
Coming up next on tonight's CBS Evening News, Wall Street's early Christmas gift for investors. Also tonight, a tug of war on holy ground in Nazareth. And we'll show you what you might be driving in the 21st century.
You know what I like about working at Office Depot during the holidays? Customers like Greg McCormick. He's so nice. His company makes peppermint candy canes, and he loves giving them out to just about everyone while he does his holiday shopping. He also loves saving money on everything he buys. Lucky for us, though, the holidays come only once a year. All that candy gets to be pretty tempting.
Shop Office Depot, online or in our store.
Thanks for shopping Office Depot.
Here, have a candy cane.
Bye.
This delicious green bean casserole is not the only way to enjoy French's French fried onions. Even standard spuds become a savory side dish.
At the head of his cooking class.
Mom, you've got French's.
All the way to the corner, girl, we do little do-see-do.
Imagine calling a dance without worrying about your dentures slipping. Thanks to the all-day hold of Super Poly Grip, I can laugh and smile and take a healthy bite out of life.
Don't miss the semi-annual lingerie sale. The look. Look who? JCPenney. Give the look.
On the CBS Market Watch, it was Wall Street's last trading day before Christmas, and investors went on a buying spree, driving the major stock indexes to record highs. The Dow soared more than 200 points to close above 11,400. The Nasdaq was up 32 points, coming ever closer to the 4,000 mark. Anthony Mason has more about the holiday cheer.
On Wall Street, the halls were decked, Santa jingled his bells, and the Christmas rally took off as a 200-point run carried the Dow to a record high.
Santa Claus is airborne. Rudolph or somebody helped him get started.
The Nasdaq roared to another record, too. It's 29th in 39 trading days as technology stocks provided the rocket fuel.
We're in a new era. It's a second industrial revolution, and it's sponsored by technology, telecommunications, and the internet. And so the enthusiasm is dramatic.
The Nasdaq, which crossed 3,000 only 7 weeks ago, kissed 4,000 briefly today and is now up a breathtaking 80% for the year. There's a saying on Wall Street
that only in Jack and the Beanstalk does anything grow straight to heaven, but some of these technology stocks look like they've tried to give it a run.
Before the closing bell, traders gathered on the floor, and in a tradition that dates back to the dark days of the Depression, they brought in the holiday again with this song.
Wait till the sun shines, Nellie.
Can your stockbroker sing? The sun was certainly shining there today. The market will be closed tomorrow, but the bulls on Wall Street believe this rally could run well into January. John?
Anthony Mason, thanks. The government reported today that the personal income of Americans increased 0.4 of a percentage point in November, and consumers responded by spending even more, pumping fuel into the economy. A CBS News New York Times poll out tonight finds twice as many Americans bought gifts on the internet this Christmas as did last. 2 out of 3 said they prefer e-shopping, many because it's more convenient and there are no crowds on your home computer. Up next, the CBS Evening News. You'll see why American disaster teams rank the Venezuela floods among the worst disasters ever.
This is the face of erectile dysfunction. So is this. And this. Fact is, 1 in 3 men have some form of ED, a medical condition also called impotence that affects men of every age, race, and background. What else do all these men have in common? They all faced up to their problem and got help. If you're experiencing ED, there's no need to hide your face. Just talk to your doctor. It's the best way to get educated about ED and how to treat it.
A significant discovery in eye health may be lutein, a nutrient found in these healthy foods, perhaps as vital to your eyes as the beta-carotene in carrots. And now, Centrum and Centrum Silver are the only leading multivitamins that have lutein. So whatever your age, you can help maintain your precious sight. Look into Centrum and Centrum Silver, now more complete with lutein. Also look for Centrum Herbals, the only herbals backed by Centrum Science.
What if you could treat wrinkles like an expert would? With Rock, the #1 anti-wrinkle cream in France, you can. Developed with dermatologists, Rock's pure and active form of vitamin A works deeper, inside skin surface. In a 12-week study, the appearance of fine lines was reduced by 86%, wrinkles by 42%. Something more superficial beauty treatments could never promise. Rock, we keep our promises.
All right, kid. Here we go.
10-9.
What do you got? What do you got?
What?
Yeah.
All right, come on, come on.
What would you do if someone you loved had a heart attack? Did you know it's now been proven that the same Bear aspirin you have in your bag for muscle aches may actually help stop you from dying if you take it during a heart attack?
Downtown, lucky shot.
Can your pain reliever do that? Talk to your doctor now.
Next time I'll go easier on you.
Bear, powerful pain relief and so much more.
The enormity of the flood and mud catastrophe in Venezuela is all too clear tonight. Newly arrived supply shipments in the disaster zone now include stacks of coffins in all sizes. And there aren't nearly enough for an estimated 30,000 dead. CBS's Byron Pitts has been to one of the worst-hit areas.
For 200 years, this small coastal vacation town was one of Venezuela's most beloved jewels. In 2 days, Mother Nature turned this blue diamond into dust.
Nature came through here with a big hand and cleaned out a lot of things. We originally came here with a very rapid response to help with search and rescue, and we've now transitioned to disaster assistance, humanitarian assistance.
Can you get your hands around something this big?
Eventually.
U.S. Army Major Joe Osborne was one of the first American soldiers sent to this disaster.
We were able to help evacuate a little girl who they just pulled out of a house, had been buried for 5 days. She was about 5 years old. We've seen people looking for their children, husbands that went to the store and came back and everything was gone.
The images here are disturbing, but it is the hot stench of death that is now making so many people here sick. This was once a thriving working-class neighborhood, and by all accounts, several thousand people were buried alive right in this area. Bethania Hernandez is still searching for 2 of them, her mother and sister. What does your heart tell you now?
That they are living.
They're alive. Your heart tells you they're alive.
Yes.
But tonight, Venezuela is a country littered with broken hearts. After 8 days, there are few miracles left in this valley of misery and mud. Byron Pitts, CBS News, Macuto, Venezuela.
An Eye on America update tonight and a resolution to a 50-year struggle for justice. President Clinton has granted a pardon to Freddie Meeks, a U.S. Navy sailor convicted of mutiny in World War II when he and other black sailors refused to load bombs on a munitions ship the day after an explosion that killed 320 people. Meeks argued it was racism because no white sailors had to do the dangerous job. Today, he was vindicated.
We shouldn't have been charged with it in the first place because we just didn't want to go back and load that ammunition. But they had to set some kind of example.
Meeks is 80 years old now, one of just 2 survivors from the mutiny trial. He said he's glad the president finally, quote, did the right thing. Coming up next on the CBS Evening News, trouble in the Holy Land, a turf battle in Nazareth between Christians and Muslims.
Did you see that? That had to be the play of the century.
So you don't think it's a big deal to put up with diarrhea when you're at home?
Ooh, too bad you missed out on our $50,000 grand prize.
Pizza! But you already know if you take Imodium AD right away, you can stop the discomfort of diarrhea quickly and safely, often with just 1 dose.
It's the greatest play I've ever... Pizza!
So, one question. What are you waiting for?
Let's take a look at it one last time.
Light up Glade candle scents.
A warm glow, lift my spirits, take it slow. Simple joys, memories made. Light up candle scents from Glade.
And this season, enjoy the warm, delicious fragrance of apple cinnamon and new French vanilla.
Light up candle scents from Glade.
S.C. Johnson, a family company.
Ring in the millennium with seafood platters from Red Lobster, shrimp, crab, or both. They'll make any party something to savor.
'Twas the night before Christmas, and all through the house, not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse.
K.J. McAllister mailed in her entry. Beverly Cook mailed in her entry. But this Super Bowl Sunday, you could win $21 million without mailing in an entry. Publishers Clearinghouse introduces PCH.com. Just go online, enter, and you could win $21 million. Of course, if you want to mail it in, that'll work too. So watch your mail or go to PCH.com. And on Super Bowl Sunday, the $21 million winner could be you.
On the CBS Health Watch, the U.S. government today approved a whole new use for the anti-arthritis drug Celebrex. It is also approved now to help prevent a rare form of colon cancer. There is hope Celebrex might one day be used to help prevent more common forms of colon cancer. Israel said today it expects an agreement soon with the Palestinians for the return of more West Bank land. Israel is pushing hard to make peace with its Arab neighbors, but in the Holy Land, Accommodating one group often means offending another. Case in point, the dispute over a mosque in the hometown of Jesus. CBS's Richard Roth reports from Nazareth.
They are Israeli Arabs worshiping Allah in the center of the town where Jesus lived as a boy, and at the center of a conflict over how the Holy Land is shared.
This plot of land is very important land for Muslims. This is a holy land for Muslims.
But it's also in the shadow of a Christian shrine, the Basilica of the Annunciation, built on the place where believers say an angel told Mary she would bear the Son of God. When Christians proposed a new plaza here, the Muslims said it was time to build a mosque. And what's risen is a crisis. Jacinto Marcuzzo is the local bishop.
In these very special times, the church is carrying a cross in this holy land.
Carrying a cross?
Yes.
The church says it was just a bit of open space it wanted next to the basilica, a Millennium Plaza, a magnet for the crowds of tourists sure to be drawn to Nazareth. Muslims were outraged when the town council agreed. They pitched a tent in protest and wouldn't budge. Violence broke out last Easter, and the Israeli government stepped in with a plan of its own. A smaller mosque, a smaller plaza, and no construction till after the millennium is celebrated. A compromise that's left the Christians of Nazareth feeling betrayed.
We feel alone. The Christians feel alone in the battle. We don't feel the solidarity of the international Christianity. Facing you, this is the conflict.
Part of the reason is tourism is in a slump. The conflict has pushed the town off many Holy Land itineraries, a commercial crisis that's hurt both sides.
As I came here, my first impression was a very positive impression of a town united.
And now?
And now, unfortunately, is divided.
And while reuniting the sides may take a miracle, the bishop says that has happened here before. Just about 2,000 years ago. Richard Roth, CBS News, Nazareth.
And coming up next on the CBS Evening News, a look under the hood of the 21st century car on the countdown to 2000.
Yoo-hoo! Ready?
Ready for a better way to get my fiber.
Use your concentration.
New Phillips fiber caps don't contain sweeteners like most powders. They're concentrated, so they're just as effective as Metamucil. New Phillips fiber caps, effective fiber therapy without the powder.
For itchy patches of dry winter skin, moisturizers can't always cut it. Try Cortisone 10 Plus. Among these, only Cortisone 10 Plus has 10 moisturizers, plus the power of Cortisone 10 to stop itch and help heal. Try Cortisone 10 Plus.
The look? A cascade of gemstones set in golden hoops. Just $1.99 and the matching diamond earrings are free. The holiday jewelry sale at JCPenney.
I was ashamed of it.
For millions,
I'd actually have to hide.
gas can be a serious problem, but Phazime starts to work on contact. To relieve gas, Phazime Fast.
Phazime. It works just like that.
Relieve gas, Phazime Fast.
Here's your regular homepage. Here's i1.com. It's free. You use it like Yahoo, Lycos, or other search engines. Only i1.com gives away $10,000 every day, $1 million a month, and $10 million on tax day. Which one would you choose?
$10 million with no strings attached?
Yep.
It's a good thing she didn't know about this last year.
Introducing i1.com. Why wouldn't you?
Oh, Mom, it's great. My first apartment. You should see it. It's huge.
When you've got things to talk about, it's a good idea to dial 10-10-321 first.
And I had a great view of the river.
With 10-10-321, you get 50% off calls over 10 minutes. That's just 8 cents a minute, day or night, and no monthly fees. And at 50% off, you can share every last detail.
And I even have a garden.
Talk as long as you want with 10-10-321.
Y2K is now just 8 days away. That means the family car of the 21st century is just around the corner. And just get a load of the options. Forget about 0 to 60 specs. Tonight, Bob Orr has a fully loaded preview for you on the countdown to 2000.
In the 1950s,
No,
The dream cars of tomorrow.
General Motors showed us the future.
Buick presents the sleek Centurion.
A decade later, television took us even further.
Meet George Jetson.
But at the turn of the century, Mr. Jetson, meet reality.
Now, we're going to have to wait another 100 years, maybe, before we ever see that. This is not a world of George Jetson. It's a world of Fred Flintstone.
It's true. Automobile design and technology have not changed all that much in decades. But today's cars are packed with gadgets. And tomorrow's?
Mobile office.
Would you like your email, calendar, or newsline?
Email.
Like this car being developed by Ford that literally talks to you. It can deliver messages, connect you to the internet, send out faxes, and, says design engineer Mark McCarthy, all in response to voice commands.
So you are the master of this car?
That's right.
Would it pay attention to me?
You bet it would.
Radio tune 96.3.
Radio tune 96.3 FM.
I've never talked to this car before in my life.
Radio off.
You want a face with the voice? How about video email from your steering wheel?
Hi, can you give me a call as soon as you get in, please?
That's if your car has a steering wheel. For customers trained on video games, Mercedes is road testing the F200, a car with a joystick instead of a steering wheel.
Here I can reach all the way over and try and stretch over and open the glove box.
Joysticks and computers are also replacing drawing boards and clay models when it comes to future design. In this virtual reality lab, Ford's Paul Stewart can lay out a new car in thin air.
I need to know, am I designing the steering wheel to be in a comfortable location? Is this where I would put it if I were using this car?
Coming down the road on the safety front, smart airbags that will adjust to the size of the passenger. Smart cruise control that won't let you run into the car in front of you. And here's a peek under the hood.
We added an electric motor right here, which
Honda is already selling this car in the United States. Powered by both a gasoline engine and an electric motor, the Insight gets 70 miles to the gallon. Cars will also get cleaner. Honda says the prototype gasoline engine being tested in this car will actually clean the air.
on a dirty day in Los Angeles or Houston can actually have lower emissions in the tailpipe than we're actually bringing in fresh to the engine.
Ultimately, car makers may be able to do away with gasoline altogether. This car runs on hydrogen. Its exhaust, harmless water. All of that sounds great.
You have 4 notes.
But, gee, what about the Jetson fantasy?
And if you think the skies are crowded now, put a few million airplane cars in the air, and it would be a lot. It'd be real Dodgem cars.
But wouldn't it be fun to have your own hovercraft?
I'd love to have my own hovercraft and my own helicopter, and maybe both. Merry Christmas.
And happy motoring in the new century. Bob Orr, CBS News, on the countdown to 2000. And that's the CBS Evening News. Dan Rather will be along later on tonight with 48 Hours.
They're starting younger and getting drunker.
I started drinking when I was 11.
You are an alcoholic.
Yeah, I know that I am.
Did Brad McHugh understand the risks?
He had his whole life ahead of him. He should not have died.
Binge, tonight on 48 Hours.
For Dan Rather, I'm John Roberts, CBS News in New York. Thanks for joining us. Have a good night.
For news 24 hours a day, CBS.com on the internet and on our interactive partner, America Online, at keyword CBS News.